Hello, crafty friends. This is the Papered Chef here. Welcome to part 3 of the Beary Cute Workshop series. In this tutorial, we're going to create these cute little bear boxes. We're just going to use the punch, and we're going to cut and score, make some little boxes. We'll put a little scarf on the bear. It'll be simple, easy peasy for a Saturday night crafting session. And this is what the bundle that I'm using all month is focused on. It is the Beary Cute Bundle, or the workshop series I'm focused on. And this is the Beary Christmas Suite Collection. It's a really cute suite. We've already created a couple cards. I'm going to share the projects with you that we created at the end of this video and give you some other inspiration. There is the designer series paper. There's some memories and more cards. It's really a cute bundle, and it's part of our mini catalog. All right, so if you want to put little nugget in there, I made mine the size of a nugget, but I've also done a little prototyping, and because I like to put Hershey nuggets in everything, and these are just make good little things for your table. I'll put it like that so you can kind of see it. Now, I made other ones, and I was trying out different things, and I'm going to eat this now, but let me show you this one now, and then I can eat it. Okay, so I practiced with a couple other sizes. This is a Werther's caramel. So basically, what I'm saying is you can make whatever treat you have, you can make the box to fit it. I didn't decide what I'm putting in this box yet, but I was playing around with boxes, and then I came up with that size to perfectly fit the Hershey nugget. But these are I got these at Cracker Barrel. They're called pumpkin spice caramels. Oh my goodness, so good. Okay, I'm swallowing it. Okay. We're going to ink up the little bear that's already mounted. We're just get a piece of basic white cardstock. Now, you could use, if you want to make these really strong, you could use thick basic white cardstock. Now, I'm using regular cardstock because that's what I put in your kit. So I'm not using the thick basic white. I'm just using basic white. So, of course, thick basic white would be stronger, and you can even double them up if you want, but this holds the candy just fine. Double these up, maybe punch out 2 bears and then reinforce your bears if you want. All right, so we're going to stamp a couple bears and Memento black ink, and then I'm going to stamp the scarf. I know, aren't they cute, Phil? I'm looking at your comments. I'll say hi in a moment, but I have my mouth full. Okay, now I'm going to tap with the real red, and I'm going to put a little scarf on the bear. Oh, he's so cute. Tap. You could put your silicone mat under here, but I have a piece of paper. Basically, you want your table to be flat, a flat surface. All right, so those are the 2 stamps you need. And now you're going to punch these out with your bear punch. So open up your bear punch. We're doing 2 separate boxes, by the way. This is the front of each box. The back of each box doesn't have a bear on it because you only have the front. You have one side as the front. So we're going to punch out the bears. I always use 2 hands with that to do that. Put that over there. And we're going to punch out the other bear. So I realize if you're watching this from other countries, you might not have Hershey nuggets readily available. So put a little lifesaver in here. Mini Tic Tacs or something that I order sometimes, and those are really going to be cute and fit inside there. And if you want to make it longer, you can put mini Mentos. Now you need another piece of white because you're going to cut out you're going to just punch out some white bears, right? So just go ahead and punch out a couple white bears for the other side of your box. There you go. Now we're going to so that came out of here. Right, that's where the bear came from. It's this bear and this scarf. You could stamp a hat if you want, and you could then cut out the hat, and you can put the hat on the bear. That would look cute too, if you want, whatever you want. And if you want to make a little message, you could put a little message like that folded up in the box. But I'm just making this like a treat holder only. All right, so now we need your trimmer and your designer series paper. So you're going to take, let's see. Okay, that one, I was about to use this one, and I thought, oh my goodness, I don't want to use this piece of paper. So whenever you have scraps like that, don't use them. Because look, you can punch out the bears. We could put that on the front of a box. Now, if I was going to put this one on the front of a box, or actually, let's do that. Let's put that on front of one of my boxes. But for that one, because it's thin, you're going to have to reinforce it. So, in other words, you don't want to, although that will hold up a Hershey Nugget, it'll be a little bit, this is not as thick as cardstock. So for that one, we're going to reinforce it. So we'll make this little guy the front of a box. I mean, depends. This is the designer series paper. Okay, so you're reinforcing your box. This will help it stand up better. Oh my goodness, it doesn't get any cuter than being able to punch out the bears from the designer series paper. I need to stock up on more of this paper. It keeps coming in and out of stock. Okay, now this piece, can I use it for a Hershey Nugget? Let's try it. 3 1/4. I think I should be able to use this one. 3 1/4 by 1. I'll write down the measurements for you. So I have a wrapper. This little scrap can be a wrapper for the nugget. All right, now let's make the box itself. So what I was saying is like this simply scored. Putting the little boxes down there so you could see them. In case you just came in, we're doing this little box. I know you're coming at different times. Now this trimmer, it does have a scoring tool on it as well. So you can use your scoring tool from your trimmer, but I tend to use what's called the Simply Scored. So I'm just gonna cut the paper on here, and then I'm gonna score using this tool over here, the Simply Scored tool. Okay, so that's what, and I'll show you these cards later. I always show the projects at the end of the video because we like to just rock and roll here on this channel. I like to say hi later. I like to just get crafting. All right, so we're gonna get, I'm just gonna grab a new piece of paper from here. So let's just grab out. This one will be cute. We can do one of these, and we shall do some snowflakes. Let's see, 2 1/2. Okay, so or 2 1/4. All right, we're gonna do 2 1/4. I'm just gonna do a couple of these at once. 2 1/4 wide. You can cut up to 3 sheets of paper at a time with this trimmer. By 2 5/8. 2 5/8. So I'll write that down before we get too far. We have 1/4, we have 1/2 is 4/8, and then 5/8. 2 5/8. Now this was from me experimenting, but like I said, this was the experimentation to hold the nugget perfectly and to be able to still get your finger in there and get the nuggets out. But these little cute boxes, I experimented with by changing my widths and heights like by 1/4 inch. And those would, you saw me eat the caramel. Those will hold a caramel or something else. All right, so before we do the Simply Scored, we need to write down everything we have done so far. So we have bear, we're just going to call it bear box because it's a little box. Or bear, or bear, it's a bear treat. It's really a treat holder. It's not really a box because it doesn't have a lid, but I guess it could be a box, 1/2 a box. So the measurements are, I like to do the length first. So we're going to say like the longer measurement would be the 2 5/8 times 2 1/4. Okay, so this is the box. And this is the designer series paper. And then we're going to score all sides at, what did I say? 5/8 of an inch? Here, I know it when I see it. I'll know it when I see it. All right, put this down. Let me just look here. That's 1/4, 1/2, 5/8. All right, I'll write it down. 5/8 of an inch. Score it 5/8 of an inch on all sides. And that is your box. And then we're going to have DSP for the wrapper. And that is 3 1/4. This is your Hershey Nugget wrapper times 1 inch. And I usually make a bunch of these on my scan and cut when I'm cutting out these little wrappers. I mean, not these wrappers. So what I'm talking about is this. So this part is this, although it's a bigger box. This was my experimental box. These are the boxes that fit. So these little boxes, right? This is the size from experimentation, right? Because we want the box to hide behind the bear. See that? it was a perfect size, so it hides, so the bear like hides the box. Okay, so let's put the little nugget back in there, and it holds it up. It holds the weight. Okay, so let's score. Let's get to scoring. I'll put that up there a little bit, and then I'll move my, so hopefully you took your picture. I'll remove my scoreboard in a little bit. So you're gonna put your paper there, and this is a simply scored. That's what I prefer to score, and I prefer the small side of the stylus to score on. This is how I make all my boxes and things. So I'm just gonna score at 5/8 of an inch on all sides. And I'll show you what this looks like a little bit closer. Okay, now you're going to you can also test it. You could take your little nugget and go, oh, okay. You know, and you can put it up there and go, oh, that'll fit, right? My nugget will fit in there. So that's what you do. It depends. So you could also work backwards. It depends on what size your candy is. And then you can make your score lines the way you need them based on the candy you're going to put in this box. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to burnish all the edges. This is if I want the little snowflake side to show. Okay, so for example, if I want the snowflake side to show, like out there, I'm going to fold it inwards. All right, so that's that. Let's do the other one, and then I'll give you it a bit different angle. So we have 5/8, 5/8, 5/8, and then as promised, I change the angle and show you what that looks like. So here are the lines. We have this is an inch, but the inch is the longer one. So this is separated in 1/8 of an inch, as opposed to the trimmer, which is separated in 1/16 of an inch. The scoreboard is separated in 1/8 of an inch, the simply scored. So this is 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, right? 4/8 is a half. And then right there, that little one right after that is 5/8. So just so you know what 5/8 is, it's the little one right there. And we are at 12 minutes and 6 seconds. So what you can do is, if you're not sure about anything, when I'm watching videos, I mark down the point I want to go back to in the video. Of course, I hope you watch the whole thing again, but you know, you might want to go back to that certain point to see how to score. Sometimes you watch a video all the way through and then you do the scoring later and the cutting. So that's all you need that for. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your little boxes that you've burnished the edges of, and you're just going to cut little lines like so. This is like it's pretty much the box making I always do, but we're just doing it miniature. That's all. Now, this would be good enough to make your little box. It's cute enough. However, sometimes when you glue, the little sides of the box might stick out. So one little thing that you can do is miter the edges, and that way nothing will stick out. So that's just cutting off tiny little slivers. And we'll do this again with the other piece of paper. And that way when you use your glue, which we're going to do now, and put a little glue there, then the little flaps will not stick out. The little edges of the paper won't stick out. You just need a tiny bit of glue. This isn't super strong box. You know, this is just holding one piece of candy that someone's going to eat pretty quickly. So let's see in the chat what kind of ideas you could use these for. I'm thinking like a stocking stuffer, or, you know, like a little gift for someone. But what about those you guys that do some entertaining? You know, what could you do with these little guys? Let's hear some ideas of what you could do with these bears. And I was thinking also, I used to work at a job where I was in a cubicle. It was actually a fun job because we did little things for each other. And like one thing I would have done is put these in everybody's cubicle, because there was no lock, right? Because everybody was a cubicle. So like the whole office was wide open, but not everybody worked on the same days. So I'd go around on the days when I was leaving. We had different hours and different days, and I would leave little things in everyone's desk. I did it for like every holiday. This would be a perfect little thing to go around to everyone's office and just stick this on their desk. No note, just little. So you see what I did? By the way, I just did that. And now sometimes you can think of it as the letter H. Looks like a little letter H, you know, when you're done. You make the little slits. Oh, quarters. That's a good. Okay, you can put little nuts inside. I like that. And quarters. Like, so put money in it. Yeah, money can go in here. Jelly beans. Okay, there you go. Names on them for the place settings. These are great ideas. Let's fill. coworkers. Okay, so I mitered the edges. Just sometimes you check and make sure. So there's a little angle there. Whenever I do the workshop series during a holiday time, I tend to do a lot of 3D items because it's, you know, it's stocking stuffer season and it's all that good stuff that we, gift giving season. Now, if you have the truck builder punch, you can make little boxes with your trucks too. Like, so you can make, I mean, anytime you have a punch, you could just do a mirror image for the back side of something and make a little box out of it. So this isn't the first time I've made little boxes. It's just that every time I have to experiment to see what will fit behind whatever I'm doing. So for this one, I want to say that, okay, we'll do this one first. We'll take the little bear, and the first thing I do, we'll do this one with the red in it since there's a scarf. The first thing I do is I do it to the one that's on this side. And I'm going to show you why, because you have to kind of make that one straight before you do the back side. So you're going to put a little bit of glue on this here. And here's when you can use your silicone mat. So in case you have to get some glue off. So this is what I do. I put the glue on this side of the box. Right? And then I put the glue on that side of the box, but I'm only messing with the one side of the bear first. So first you got to get the bear straight. So like this. Right? So you stand up the bear. Like so the little feet touch the mat. And that way the bear is straight, right? So you get it to stick on one side first. Hold it there for a few seconds. You can even blow that side a little bit. And even lay it like that, right? It'll be okay because once you put the second bear on, now you can put the second bear on, he's going to go on like, here, let's put it on here so you can see. He's just going to go on like that, but you want them to kind of be even, so you go like that. And then you got to make him stand up. So now he's, like this one might be up in the air, and he might not be even, but I did a pretty good job there. He's pretty even. But if he's not touching, you just turn him around, and you see his little back paws are not touching there. So look, what you could do is like you could turn him a little bit, right? While the glue's still wet, so that the back paws are touching. Okay, now the front one are their paws touching? So that's how you get it to be even, is before the glue dries. Just give it a looky-loo, and make sure that the bears are even, and then just kind of push it there one more time. And blow it dry a little bit so that the little nugget, then you ready? So it doesn't wobble over. You have to make sure it's sturdy before you put your candy in there. And then we get our, now you don't use glue for the candy because the candy is not wrapped like fully, right? So like this is a Hershey nugget. It's wrapped, but you know what I'm saying? It has a little glue dot there. But it's still kind of, you don't want glue oozing into food products. So you want to use rolling adhesive for that, like your Seal Plus. This is Seal Plus. So you can put a little line of that. See the little line of adhesive? And you wrap your little candy on there. Got to wrap the candy, because the candy, I mean, then someone really feels special when you give them this little treat. I see lots of ideas flowing, so this is awesome. Okay, we're going to put the little nugget in there, which fits perfectly. Ba-boom. And we have a cute little candy holder. Yay. And then for this one, we've doubled up that. We've reinforced it. So since we've reinforced one side, this is a thick one. So let's I would say then reinforce the other side with the bear as well. That way, you know, you can have a really strong little box here. And you could have used cardstock for the box. I played around with my first box using cardstock. That was my prototype over here. I used cardstock. It just seemed to get heavy, so then I ended up using designer series paper. Plus I had more of it. So I'm just doubling it up for reinforcement. And because I'm using a punch, that's the benefit of using a punch versus scan and cut. In this case, when you use the scan and cut, sometimes the two shapes, when you cut out two shapes, they're not exactly the same, unless you use what's called scan to cut data. Those two are reinforced. I just need some white ones now. But when you have cardstock, when you have a punch, the shapes are exactly the same every time. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple. I'm just doing the back of one of them. I think I used way too much glue there, but that's going to be the back of one of them. I'll do the little sweater one next. Yeah, but in this case, you punched out, every time you punch out the shapes, they're exactly the same. But when you punch out, I'm just using an eraser there to get the adhesive off. All right, we have a little piece somewhere. I know I scored 2 pieces. Did I already put it together? I know I scored and cut 2 pieces. All right, I know you guys are going to be able to see where they're at. We have one. I had 3 boxes when I started. Oh, here it is. This is it. This is the piece. I was looking for one that was red, but it's not red. Here it is. That's the one. There we go. So we're going to do this again. We're going to put the glue on both sides. At once, right? And we're going to push it against there. While he's down on the mat, push it real hard, and then to make it straight, make the box straight, you stand it up first. Okay, he's touching. Little feet are touching. You do the next one. Okay, put that on there. Flip it around. I just sort of eyeballed it first and push the glue on there. Then I get it to stand up. Okay, little paws have to both be touching. Okay, they are. Because you don't want it to be a rocking chair here. You want it to be the paws are touching. And then you can also eyeball it inside. Like, is it the same distance on the inside, both sides? No, this box needs to be up a little higher on that side. You don't have much wiggle room because he's right above the leg. Okay, let's put that one there. Let's try it again. All right, cute. And then just I'm grabbing any scrap paper I have here. This one will work. This will match the sweater. We'll use that side. So we're going to do 1 inch. This is the nugget wrapper, just so you're tracking what I'm doing. I'm doing the nugget wrapper. Okay, 1 inch by 3 1/4. Okay, I can get rid of this now. You can see that again if you want to see the measurements, and I will put the nugget on there. Now, depending on who you're giving it to, if you're going to sell these, and I would use the Hershey nuggets that don't have nuts. That's the ones that have the silver on them. They don't have nuts. But the ones that have this color on them, this gold or a different color, this copper, they have nuts inside. They contain. So if you're selling something, you'd want to say it contains nuts. You could do it with a sign, or you could tell everybody as they buy them and make sure you tell them and that they understand. But I probably wouldn't sell these anyway. They're just too cute. These are more like something I'd give to people probably. If I did have them there, I would be like, if I did have them at my craft fair table, I might say, thank you for your purchase. You bought one of my mom's aprons. You get one of the little treats or something like that. Because I do have treats I will show you that I do sell. And then these would be like more of like something I'd give to someone to say, like, thank you for your purchase or something like that. But then I would use that color nugget. All right, so that's the bear box holder. Let me put this away so I could show you some other things. Okay, so we are done that project. I want to say hi. I want to show you some other treats and things that we made with Beary Cute and what we made in part 1 and 2 of the series as well. Hello, Hilda, Jill, Melody. Thank you for sharing this, Jill. That's very nice. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. It does help my channel out a lot. I know a lot of you just watch and don't subscribe and don't hit like. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. It helps support the channel. Hello, Phil. And we already said hello, Phil. Okay, hello, Melody. I know maple caramels are so good, and the pumpkin spice caramels and the, I don't know, what are they called? Green apple, caramel apple ones are so good as well. Yeah, hello, Tassie. Thank you for your comment. And hello, Midge and Eileen from Arizona. And Janet, who's trying to catch up. You can catch up in no time. This is an easy craft. Hello, Lori and Lala's Crafts. And Beary. And I like all your comments and ideas of what you could do with these pumpkins on each side. Yes, you can make a box out of pumpkins. And do these for Halloween. That's great. Or a witch's hat. But no, witch's hat would be hard to hold the box. Pumpkins are easier to hold the box. I mean, not hold. I mean, hide the box. Because you want to be able to hide the box behind the pumpkin. And like I said, these are just different experimentations. Like that fits the caramel. Just play around with your sizes. But 5/8 of an inch seems to be a good height. Yeah, kids would love them. A lot of kids have nut allergies. Yeah, so in nut allergies, okay, so then you would use this one, which is milk chocolate. Because these ones, they come in a bag that are milk, that say milk chocolate. And that was my longer box. That was my experiment. See, these ones are better because they don't move around. This was when I made it like 3 3/4 inch wide. See, so, yeah, so those are different. So thank you, Cheryl. Okay, so now I just want to show you. So these are ones I would sell at a craft fair. And these I would sell for $5, but then I give a discount for ordering a lot of these because I sell more by taking orders ahead of time. And when I show these online that I'm going to be at a craft fair, and then at the craft fair, I take orders. Now, see, this is where I say Hershey Nuggets with almonds. And I'm using all Stampin' Up! Paper because when people say, oh, your paper's so cute, I can explain, would you like a catalog? I sell the paper. Would you like to have host a party? I don't do that much anymore, the hosting the parties, but I still like to have a conversation about my products I sell when they say, that paper's so cute. And sometimes I use retired Stampin' Up! Products, but I'll say it's so cute because it all coordinates, because Stampin' Up! Products coordinate. So it's part of a conversation. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I sell these things. So if you like what you're seeing and you're watching this, you probably already know that I have workshop kits where you get things to make your stuff with, and then and my mom made bear bags, and I really like this one with the little sweater on there. I think I like that even better. Which one do you like better, the sweater or the scarf? Or are you into the plain one? Anyway, you could add some Wink of Stellas to get some sparkles on there too. Put a little glitter on your bear. Anyway, so these are just ones that I would sell. And see, I put a little blue inside my glitter brush to kind of make it blue. Sweater, you guys like the sweater too. My craft fair is not until July, so I'm just doing it little by little. What I've been mostly doing is cutting the wrappers and the trays. I have a whole big basket of wrappers and trays. I have to get more candy and do the assembly part. All right, so in the last video, wait, let me finish showing you stuff that we didn't do in the video. This is those ones, and this one I showed in my scan and cut video. I showed how to cut out the little bear with your scan and cut, and this other bear, and the hat and the scarf, and baby bear. So just more craft fair items, like gets your little Hershey nugget again, and your K-cup with the mini coffee cup. And then these are little bags we made in part 2. I'm still waiting. I went to Kroger today, and I couldn't find any Christmas candy. Boy, did I get some Halloween candy, though. I think everybody's saying you like the sweater better. The sweater is better. Yeah, I could use the brown bear, too. The brown bear is from The Walk in the Forest. Very good point. Let me show you that. Or is it from this one? I think it's from The Walk in the Forest, right? I think it's the other paper I put in your kit. Some of you got 12 sheets and some of you got 6 sheets. And the ones that got 6 sheets of this, because I ran out of this, I gave you 12 sheets of something else for a nice fall paper. So that's the brown bear. You could use the brown bear. Yes. Maybe that's not the one. He's not facing the right way. This brown bear. He's facing this way, so you can use... The Walk in the Forest is the paper. Whenever you purchase this paper, $3 go to our charity. Okay, so anyway, these are the little peekaboo treat bags we made, and that was in part 2. So these are what we made in part 2, just this last video. I'm gonna put Christmas candy in it. These I would sell at a craft fair. Once I put like maybe M&Ms that are holiday inside them or something, because then you can see through them. In fact, things that tend to sell at craft fairs are things you can see. Cards need to be in bags. These need to be see-through. Things that you can see sell better. Things when you have a box and the box is shut, unless you have a box that's open that says this is what's in every box, they're very hard to sell. So anyway, these we made in part 2 as well. So this is the card we made in part 2 when we made this bag, we made this card. Okay, so this was a lot of fun. So if you missed it, just go back and check it out. We did punch out the bear with the sweater, and we also punched out a plain bear, and then the baby bear I cut out with the scan and cut. But of course, you can use scissors. We made our own little banners with just pieces of designer series paper or cardstock. This is a multi-layered card, and there's a basic black background. And then for part 1 of this series, let me go and put part 2 down there. For part 1, we did these cards that have these panels on them. These cards. And these are the same cards, whether the panel goes vertically or horizontally. Let me show you the third one. Actually, the fourth one. That's not it. These cards. So this is what we made in part 1 of the series. I just call them Designer Series paper cards. I showed you how to make these. This is Misty Moonlight, and I showed you how to make these little trees using both the alcohol markers and the water-based ink. So this is the same design, whether you turn it that way or this way. Same design. And note to self, don't put glue behind the ribbon. It looks cute, like it's supposed to look like that, but the glue soaks through this ribbon. So use rolling adhesive behind the ribbon. And then these are just a few more that I made along the way as I was sharing what we can make with this, the scan and cut. So I did a couple videos already using the scan and cut. So there's 3 parts as part of this workshop series where no machines are needed, just the punch and the dies. And then I showed you again how to use this on making, using your scan and cut to cut out lots of the critters. And these are the samples from that. And so that was another video I did. And then here's a video I did on how to cut out these little boxes. These are nested treat boxes. And I did a video on how to make the little fronts of these. So this is just some more projects from Beary Christmas, the Beary Christmas suite of products. So again, I'm waiting on the Christmas candy. Lots and lots of samples. We have memories and more cards and envelopes. So, okay, that one's a little stuck in there. So there is a right way to put the box in. So it is a square box, but there's a right way. Or actually, when you assemble these, what it is like, make sure you get them tight in there so they slip in and out. Yeah, nested treat boxes. Thank you, Melody. I forgot the name for them for a second. I keep calling it like an advent calendar because that's what it reminds me of. Making an advent calendar. So those are lots of fun things you can do with the Beary. Cute. And then I want you to just keep your little bucket going as you cut out things, even if you mess them up. Like this one got messed up a little bit. I'm still saving it because I can then use it as a background image. Put something over it. Use it as a background for something else. So just keep saving all your little extra trees you cut out, the extra bears, the extra things you cut out. This is cut out of Designer Series paper. I think next time I'll have to do something because I've been cutting so many trees. We'll do something with all my trees. Maybe we'll put the tree on the nail file. We're going to be making a nail file box in this series because I gave you all some nail files. And so we'll make a little box for them. And that might go cute on the front of the box. Anywho, that's all there is for now. An easy peasy Saturday night squeezy. I just wanted to rhyme. Easy peasy Saturday night crafting session. So I hope you like that little idea and you'll give it a try. That is all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening.